Hello, and welcome to the Holistic Grooming Academy's very first live of 2025. Woohoo! I am actually really impressed with that intro. You definitely need to get this stream out. To goodness.
Cool. That was super cool.
It's super cool. So welcome to the Shape platform, Carly. I am super excited to have you here speaking with me. So thank you very much for saying yes.
You're welcome.
So today we're basically just going to dive right into your latest product, which is this amazing book right here. If anybody has not heard of it yet. So your Limitless Pet Business. So obviously it's directed at pet businesses. So just to get kind of stuck in, Carly, as well, why pet businesses? Why have you decided to choose to niche down to pet businesses?
Yeah. So I did this about 6 years ago. And before that, I was very much a general, I was a copywriter actually before I became a coach and strategist. But I was working with all kinds of businesses, just like it could be temperature control vehicles one week and then antiques the next week. And I was just like, my heart's not in this. And, you know, when you're super passionate about something and as passionate about something that the other person that you're working with is as passionate about as well, you really do create this new kind of magic, because you're all working towards the same goal. You all want the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing to be able to talk to people that they understand like the topic inside and out. And it's just a lovely thing to be able to really connect with someone on that level. So I love the natural world. I love animals. I love pets. It is my thing. So when you're like super passionate about that and the other person is as well, you really do end up having these just amazing conversations. You're really like 100% behind them. So yeah, I wanted to create the book essentially to make it my work more accessible to more people, because I'm fully aware that there are some things that I offer which are like, you know, bigger programs, higher touch support, like £2,000. But by getting the book, you know, it's only you know, just over a tenner, and you can get access to, you know, all of my strategies within that, and you can just binge read it in like a day if you wanted to. And you can get really practical insights from it as well. So there's a workbook as well that you can go and grab and you can fill in and implement as you go along. So it's really like, I don't want to just throw strategy at you and throw different approaches and perspectives, I suppose. I want you to be able to take them on board and really understand how you can apply that to your business, and really go away and think, right, let me brainstorm all of this out and let me make this real, like, lasting change in my business. That's what I want.
What I love about your book as well is that it's condensed. There's so much information condensed into such a kind of small book, and there's not tons of pages. So if you are really busy like me, it's a fantastic resource to just kind of check in and see, okay, right, what is I need to learn more about, and I can easily refer to it. Because it can be quite time consuming, isn't it? Like having to invest in, you know, maybe your bigger products that, you know, require more time and commitment too. So this is kind of obviously catering to all sorts of professionals, irrespective of their budget, but also their time restraints as well. So it is really good. I've just realised that I've not even introduced you. So people who are tuning in probably have, well, maybe they do know you, but if they don't, they're probably thinking, what are we doing? So before we get kind of stuck into questions and everything else like that, you are basically a person that has your finger in many pies when it comes to the pet industry. You've got your podcast, you've touched on your academy as well with your £2,000. Is that what you're saying? Kind of course for
Limitless Academy.
Yeah, so tell us more about that then. How did you first begin to get into the pet care industry? What motivated you? And what is it you do in a day-to-day?
Yeah, so I am a business strategist and a coach for people in the pet industry. So what I essentially do is give people the motivation, the inspiration, the strategies, the practical side of things, the how-tos that they need to grow their businesses, to take them to where they want to be. So it's giving you absolutely everything you need in terms of like the training and advice that you need, the guidance there, but also the support as well. So I do like, this is why my higher touch programs exist, why that's a thing, is because I don't want to just give people like, this is what you need to do, and give you like the training and the course to do that. It's more about, I'm gonna hold you by the hand a little bit here as well, and guide you through this. And let's jump on a call, let's talk about things, let's get into the nitty-gritty of your business and understand what's going on for you, so I can get you moving forwards in the right direction. That's really important to me, because I think sometimes that's really missing from like a lot of business courses and things that you can find on the internet, right? You can just buy things, and then you're just kind of on your own to implement that work. So that's really important to me, to go and give that side as well, that side of it. But yeah, it's just really important to me that I am able to. So for me, I work with specifically as well women, female business owners in the pet space, and service-based businesses as well. So it's not, I don't generally work with like pet product businesses, people that sell pet products and things like that. So it's more about giving you guys the strategies that you need to hit those goals that are important to you, to make more money in your business, and to claim back more time for yourself as well. That's really, really important to me. I talk a lot in my business around being a super introvert, being someone that has some health conditions as well. So it's really, really important to me that I have a business that works for me in a way that allows me to step back when I need to recharge, just like be out of the spotlight for a while. It's about having all of those systems and the strategies behind you to be able to do that. So a big part of what I actually do in my business is helping other pet professionals to do that, to build a business that is hugely profitable, but allows them to, not be in it all of the time, because it's just not sustainable if you're working like, I don't know, 50, 60 plus hours a week.
Yeah.
Too much.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So I've got to the point in my business now where I'm like working 20 hours a week or less. And that's what I want to help other people achieve as well, so that you can have a life outside of your business. So it's not all about your business, but being able to consistently grow as well while you're doing that, while giving you back that time. That's really important.
Especially when you have families as well, isn't it? Like, I find that personally, I don't even know what time is anymore. I'm such a hypocrite, because I go on about it so much to my students. They say that self-care is crucial. You have to invest in time for yourself. You can't just be fully immersed in business, because it's not going to work. You're going to get burnout. And yet it's one of those ones, you need to practice what you preach, but it's finding the time. I really struggle with trying to keep up with social media. That's the kind of one pain point for me. And it's something that I look forward to learning more about, hopefully through your influence. And I'll be honest, I've not read the entire book yet. However, I'm hoping that there will be some of that in there too. But it's just, you've hit the nail on the head. It's trying to find the time and actually utilize the time you have in an effective way. So what would you say is your kind of key learning point for your book then? What's the kind of one key takeaway that people can expect to learn from your amazing new book?
It is very much about giving you that kind of reach for the stars vibe, for sure. It is like, don't put yourself in a box. Don't think that you have to do things a certain way because everyone else is doing it that way. You've seen other groomers doing it this specific way. Like, there are other ways that you can grow your business and do it in a way that's more aligned with you. That's really, really important to me as well. Just growing a business that feels good, that doesn't feel like you're just trying to do something or follow a strategy just because you've seen someone else doing it, or you're working in a particular way just because you've seen other groomers doing that as well. There are other ways that you can work in business to make it work for you specifically. So I'm really, really big on that. So when it comes to, like, offering the services that you offer, absolutely, like, you can do what you love and work in person, but just know that actually there's a whole other way of doing things here, where we can take things online, potentially, if you wanted to go down that route, and make things more infinitely scalable in that way, and allow you to step back more as well. So this is where I start talking about things like passive income, which is like my big kind of passion, really. It's the part that lights me up and really excites me, because when
it's
you start, yeah, when you start looking into this side of things and you really start thinking about what's possible here for you, it's amazing. It just is, it's magic. It really is. So I want people to take away from it that, yeah, you know, anything is possible here. Absolutely anything is possible. If you want to create a business that is like 6 figures or even 7 figures, it is totally possible. You can absolutely do that. And you can do it in a way that really works for you as well. So the way that the world is right now, and the way that we've taken things online, you know, we don't have to compromise anymore. There are ways to grow a business that is totally in alignment with your personality and your energy levels and the way that you want to work. It's all totally doable. So I want people to really understand that and take that from the book as well. And obviously I'm giving you like really practical strategies in there as well, in terms of like business strategy and marketing. But it's also just giving you that real, like, I want you to come away from it just thinking like, hell yeah, like, hell yeah, I can do absolutely anything. And I'm going to go out there and grab that right now. And I've got the plan to get me there. That's what I want you to take away.
That's just such a lovely thing to envision for your book, like to just have that uplifting feeling. That's, I think everyone needs that, especially after COVID. It was just, everything was up in the air. Have you actually noticed a difference in how you teach and coach people since COVID? Has that changed significantly, before, when you compare it?
I would say the mindset side of things is more important than ever right now. Because I'm seeing lots of people just coming with so many limiting beliefs and doubts around like what's possible, and coming with that way of thinking of, oh, no one's buying right now, you know, because obviously the economy, it's in a bit of a mess at the moment, like everywhere across the entire world. The economy is we're struggling. So there comes those just those limiting thoughts that we think, oh, no one's buying right now, you know, the economy's really tricky. So that way of thinking impacts absolutely everything that you do. So the actions that you're going to be taking in your business from that way of thinking are going to be hugely limited. So it's that has been one of the most important things, I think, going forwards after COVID, and then into all of the other things that have happened, because it's just been one thing after the other, hasn't it? It seems like over the last 5 years. So it's just helping people more with their mindset, I think, has been one of the biggest things. And there's always in this industry, I see it all of the time, just that imposter syndrome, and lots of people just thinking that they're not good enough and they need to go out there and perfect their own like expertise in their own field, and they just take course after course after course after course in that side of things, and then neglect to think about, well, how am I actually going to grow my business? And they never seem to invest in the business side of things when that's what they actually need. So it's, you know, you're good enough exactly as you are right now. You have all the skills that you need. If you're not getting the clients that you need at the moment, you don't need another like grooming course, you don't need another training course or whatever it is. You need that support behind your business in terms of the strategy that you need to get you to where you want to be.
I think it's that unrealistic expectation of, when do I reach expert status? And people are clutching at that concept of, when do I become an expert, and that's when I'm good enough, when it's just a never ending.
Exactly. Yeah.
Isn't it really? You're never going to be the expert, but you're continually learning. So no,
yeah.
I can totally see where you're coming from.
Yeah. And I think the important thing to know is that, like, you only need to be a couple of steps ahead of your ideal customer to be able to offer a hugely valuable service and make a lot of money from that. So you don't need to be the all-knowing, almighty expert in whatever it is that you do. And you can continue to strive for that. That's amazing. I'm massive on like professional and personal development for sure. I'm constantly growing in that way. But don't ever think that, you know, you can't make money from this until you've got to a certain point. You can do it right now, you know, and you can be hugely profitable right now with the skills and the expertise that you have in this moment. So that's really important to bear that in mind as well.
What's your thoughts on, obviously, because people coming into the industry and they think because they're new at something, they have to undercut as well, because it's that, again, tying into that mentality of I'm not good enough yet because I've not gained enough experience, or I've maybe not got that qualification. How do you address people with those sorts of doubts?
Yeah. So I would always say never ever just come into you know, that field, whatever the, you know, we're talking about groomers here, right? So never come into that field thinking that you need to undercut someone, and that's the way that you're going to grow your business and get the clients that you need. Because at the end of the day, if you're doing that, yes, you may get some clients there, but you may find that they are not the right type of clients that you want, and you will essentially end up being massively overworked and not making the money that you want.
Yeah.
So it's just a race to the bottom that you are never ever going to win by doing that. So yeah, okay, if you're new, that's cool. You know, put yourself somewhere in the middle of the pricing range and come at it offering something that is unique to other people. So you're coming at it as like niche, basically.
Yeah.
Bring something that nobody else is offering, that you can really go out there and say, I'm known for this thing, and, you know, come to me for this specific thing. That's what's going to set you apart, and that's where you can start offering premium prices as well. And that's what we want to be doing. We want to be looking at essentially how we can deliver a service that people can see real value in, like that your ideal clients can see huge value in, and you can then put a premium price on that, because people will pay it. They absolutely will pay it.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those kind of old school mentalities, isn't it? That you have to go in there with the intention of undercutting to get your foot in the door. But it's just so hard to then increase your prices going forward, because you've got that customer now with that expectation of what they have to pay, and then it's trying to reverse all the damage that you've caused in doing that. So no, it's a really good point to make as well. So tell us more about, obviously, your podcast as well, because I actually had no idea you did so much. It was only when I was talking to other people that know of you and have done your course and things like that, that person is like a powerhouse. How do you fit it in? Like, tell us more about it.
Yeah, so I've got processes essentially and systems for all of these things. So this is what I teach, right? So yeah, the podcast has been going for a couple of years now. Is it a couple of years? Yeah, I think it is. So this is like coming out next week is the 111th episode, which blew my mind actually, that it's got to that many. So I do have lots of different things going on for sure. And people will see me like all over social media. They will see me on the podcast as well. I run monthly webinars and challenges and things like that. Yeah, I have the book that's come out, and it's all, and you know, I've got a very, very small team as well. There's only one other person. So I've got a VA who helps me with things like scheduling and manages my communities and things like that. So it is really, really important that you are focusing only on the things that are going to grow your business. That's the most important part of all of this. Like, drop everything else that is fluff, that's nonsense, that's not going to get you to where you want to be. So it's really understanding what that is. So paying attention to, you know, the data, your insights, understanding what is actually working, what's not working, drop the stuff that's not working. If there's stuff that you haven't tried before, then obviously we want to be testing that out. There may be something that you delay for a little while though, until you've got time to actually look at that. But we focus on doing the things that are going to move the needle forwards in our businesses right now. That's the most important part of it. And having these like standard operating procedures behind you that are going to help you with things like, like recording and planning podcast episodes, making sure that you have the support to be able to, like, you know, edit those podcast episodes and write the show notes using AI and things like that to really help you as well. ChatGPT is like one of my best friends for.
I was going to ask you this question because I have been resisting the urge for AI for many, many, many months now. My husband, he swears by it. And he's like, Stephanie, you're saving yourself so much time if you just bite the bullet and do it. And I'm like, nope. I'm very much old school. It's like, I'm going to do it myself and I take pride in that. That's it. Full stop. But you recommend it then?
Absolutely. 100%.
Oh.
The thing is, there are so many different tools, tech systems out there that can support us in our business and save us so much time. And often, particularly in this industry as well, I see so many people resisting that for whatever reason. They're a self-confessed kind of technophobe, and they think that, oh, I'm useless at tech, so I can't do that. I can't set these things up. Or they're just a bit like, this is the way things have always been done, so this is how I'm going to continue doing that. We've got to be open to, what's presented to us. This is a new, like, amazing, innovative tool that we can use for our businesses that can save us so much time. So we can use it for, like, just brainstorming. It can be it can be a coach, essentially. Like, you can actually but you can actually use it to, like, ask it some very interesting questions, and it will deliver some really interesting answers, and you can kind of bounce off that, right? And you can go back and have a real conversation with that, and by the end of it you come away with actually a really brilliant idea. Of course you can use it for things like creating content and stuff like that, but I would say never just use the content as it is, and you really need to train it as well to really understand, like, what you're all about, your language, your tone of voice and things like that. That's really, really important to ensure that it's going to sound like you and not like a robot, if you're using it for content creation. But there's just so many things that it can do for you to just save you so much time. And I use it every single day, actually, in my business, for various things. And it saves hours and hours every single week. So that's, it's important to give these things a chance and at least try them out, I would say, and, give it the time and attention that it deserves as well, and not just think, oh, I've tried that and I'm just gonna fob that off now because it's not working for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's definitely not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Well, it's definitely not going anywhere either. So you're either jumping on the horse, so to speak, or you're getting left behind. It's one of those. It's so fast paced, isn't it? So is that something that you also provide coaching on, how to kind of navigate AI and what to look out for and how to?
I don't really. So I've had, so particularly in my Higher Touch program, I've had someone in to teach on AI because, it's not my area of expertise. But I do bring people in that know, they are more of an expert at me than what I can offer. But sometimes I'll do things like, just offer a little training on how I'm using this, and it's from my perspective, not really as like I'm the expert, listen to what I'm saying. It's just like, this is how I use it. And, if you want to take something from that, that's really cool. If it can help you in your business as well. So that could be really useful sometimes as well. But yeah, it's an amazing thing. It is going to be exploding and getting even better and better and better over the years. So it's worth considering.
I'll have a nosy, but I'm just not. I think, it's the fear of losing your voice. I think that's the kind of ultimate fear for me. Like, I love to write. I take a lot of pride in what I write, but the idea of having that stripped away kind of makes me feel sad almost. I'm like, and almost like you're not being authentic either. It's like, do you know what I mean by that? It's like trying to step away from that mindset of, like, AI takes over you and who you are as a business, and actually use it to your advantage. Yeah.
If you give it, the right prompts, if you really work with it rather than just saying, like, giving it a really basic prompt, like, create like 10 Instagram posts for social media, when it really doesn't know much about you or the language that you use and your tone of voice, then that's going to come out with something that's pants and you're not really going to be happy with. But if you take the time to really kind of train it, and it'll get to know you, I know that feels, actually, for a lot of people, may feel a little bit intrusive as well in a lot of ways, but it can really become like an extension of you. So it's just helping you put those words into a really like cohesive post or an email or whatever it is in a much quicker way. And it just becomes an extension of you, and it feels like you and it sounds like you as well. It just means that you save so much time doing it. It's worth exploring for sure.
Oh, I'm going to tell my husband, he'll be chuffed a bit. So tell us more, obviously, about you tapped into your course as well, and how you obviously provide support to pet businesses. So tell us more about that then as well, because obviously I want to get to know everything that you do.
Yeah. So my signature program is the Limitless Pets Academy. So this really is all about helping you to create like a wildly profitable pet business, where you're head over heels in love with it, and you're able to step back when you need to and create that freedom in your life, but also create like a big impact in the pet industry as well. So within this, it's not just about growing your business as it is now, as it stands, like the in-person work that you may be doing at the moment. It's also giving you like there's a whole bonus course as standard within this actually that helps you to understand how you can create passive income. So it gives you all of the steps and all of the strategy to creating passive income. So that can be through things like online courses, memberships, a group program, digital products and things like that. So you can get those offers out there and you can earn money like while you're sleeping, while you're on holiday. Like it's the best thing.
It does sound like, I have to be honest, when I first stepped into the online, like kind of online courses world, I thought passive income, simple, but I'm just too OCD with things. I'm like, no, I have to be really involved. So I would say, if anything, my online business is more hands-on than anything else that I do.
Yeah.
But the digital product stuff, that really does interest me a great deal, because that's stuff that you see on Etsy, for example, isn't it? Like your downloadable files and infographics and templates and things like that can actually be truly passive. Like you can literally sell them in your sleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think the online courses world, I think that if you're a control freak like me, I just don't see how it can be passive. I maybe need coaching from you. That's maybe what I'm missing.
Well, it depends on, so you can do like a mix of things. So the group program, Limitless Pets Academy, is that higher price. There's a higher ticket price of £2,000 because it's got that coaching element. There is actually one-to-one coaching in there as well, through like voice notes and text coaching that happens once a month. But there's group coaching, and there's just like Facebook Lives essentially in the group as well. So there is me involved in that, which is why it's a higher price. But then I've also got like online courses that are just trainings, like video trainings, and like some resources. There could be PDFs in there, there could be like a worksheet, there could be checklists and things like that. And people can just buy those at any time. And I'm not involved in that at all. It's like I've created the asset for this. So I've created trainings, I've created workbooks and stuff, and people can just go and buy that. I'm not involved in that at all.
But do you ever get like inquiries, like, or questions even in regards to your online courses? Because see, that's, I think, where I'm kind of that's probably my main concern for that, is like, if, for example, they invest in that course and something just doesn't add up to them, and then they inquire about it, then you are kind of investing time then in something that's probably meant to be passive, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So for me, what I've set up and created is a client-only community. So everyone that buys my courses, digital products, anything actually, they go into this client-only community and they can ask questions in there. And I also do like a live Q&A every month as well. So there is that element of support in that way, but it is so stripped back. It is so they still feel supported and they still feel like they're getting access to me, but it doesn't require a hell of a lot of my time. And often in the client only community as well, people are speaking to each other and they're answering each other's questions. So sometimes it doesn't require me to be involved there. Other times it's just like, I just need to provide a really quick answer. So that's nice and easy. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Yeah. So you can do that, and that then becomes easier to manage in terms of like cost for your courses and your or membership, digital products, whatever you have. So I've got that kind of element of it as well. And then I've got a membership, so a very low cost membership, which is only like £9, but it pretty much just runs itself. I spend, I'd say, 2 hours a month, less than that probably, on actually getting that, like running that.
Yeah.
So that's really, really easy, really easy. And then I've just got lots of little kind of guides and just short things that people can buy, templates and stuff like that people can buy as well. So it just creates this big kind of ecosystem of,
I love that word.
yeah, just kind of like swirling around, and people can just buy at any time, and they can move through like the different tiers of how much, you know, it's nice to have like a multi-layered approach to business, like your business model, in terms of people can get in at the very bottom. It's nice and accessible and easy for the masses, for lots of people, and then they can move up and buy like it might be, you know, a course that's like 100, between 100 and 200 or something like that. And then if they're ready to get that higher touch support, then they can come into your like £2,000 plus program, and it works really well that way.
Because you're then getting to everything. It's like we kind of touched on earlier on, is that you're offering something of value to absolutely everyone. So yeah, no, it's just trying to put in the time initially to get them all, you know, your ducks in a row type thing, isn't it?
That's it, yeah. But it's just so worth it. And if you're interested in this side of business, and you're really just interested in essentially making easy, like, I don't want to say making easy money, because initially it is work. You need to put the work in to create these things and set everything up. But then when you've done that, things become easier, because the majority of your time is spent on like showing up and being visible, getting yourself out there, and driving people to these assets that you've created. So yeah.
Just kind of get micro focused on your purpose, really, isn't it? And breaking it all down, and then just that's it. Then you can hit go.
Yeah.
So I can't believe we're at 30 minutes. I'd said to you it'd only be 30 minutes. I always go over time. I'm actually, when I sent, just to give you all a laugh, I sent Carly a list of questions, and we're looking at her like, yeah, these are really in-depth questions. These are going to take hours to answer. But we are hoping to have some sort of kind of in-house webinar at some stage as well, just to tap into some of the concepts you covered today, but in greater detail. But if anyone's listening who's maybe not in our community that might be interested in learning more from you as well, Carly, how do they go about accessing you? What sort of options do you have? What would you recommend would be the first protocol for people looking for help in this sort of topic?
So you can check me out on my website. So that's, there's the book, obviously. You can head to my website, which is just carlyedwards.com.
Okay.
And there's just a wealth of just amazing services and things that I offer on there. You can really check them out. There's freebies and things like that as well. So you can kind of create your own little journey there, depending on what you're really interested in. But yeah, the best place to really start is the book. It really is, because this has just been released. It's all of my like strategies, my approach to business, my perspectives in one easy book, and you can really kind of dig into that. You can read it in a day,
and it's literally not overwhelming. Yeah,
it's not at all. So,
and it's on sale already.
Yeah, so Amazon have just decided. So it's crazy. You don't have any control.
No, I know.
Prices your book at. It's just like, okay, we're just gonna put this on sale at like 14% off. So right now you can grab it for 14% off.
Yeah,
if you want to grab it.
That's only because Amazon identify it as a potential top seller. So it's to entice people in more. I love when they put my books on sale, because obviously it makes it more accessible to people, but you're also not impacted by that when it comes to your royalties. So it is actually really good for authors. But the link is on the comments for you guys to get access to it while it's still on special offer by Amazon, because I don't know if they can remove it anytime as well, I presume, because so you're better to get it. Oh, somebody's already just done it. Yay. That's good, isn't it? So hopefully we'll obviously get the word out about it, because I mean, the more business focused books, I think, for all sectors really, not just grooming, but for all kind of pet care providers, I think it's crucial, because it is something that we often do neglect. We're so focused in providing that top range service that we forget to actually put the work into where it matters as well. So thank you very, very much, Carly, and hopefully I shall see you very soon. But if anyone wants to get in touch with Carly, we'll pop all of the links in the thread below, and hopefully you can just reach out to her in your own time.
Yeah, I'm always on Facebook as well, so if you want to reach out on Facebook, connect on Facebook. Yeah, that's my main platform really. It's my major platform. So,
come away from it though. I think just again, that's another topic we'll end up setting you off. But the amount of restrictions now that you have to cope with, it's honestly. But yes, we'll cut it off before we end up talking more. But in the meantime, everybody have a splendid day. Hope you enjoyed your lunch break with us. And yeah, we'll see you soon, Carly. Thank you so much.
Cheers, Stephanie.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.